if you would come to the stage.
All
Let us
right.
know a
Hey,
little bit about you.
Sherry, I got a couple PowerPoints. Could you?
Yeah, you can just click share screen. I've got it set that anyone can share. Vicki, that's the same for you as well. You should be able to just click share screen and share your presentation.
All right. 1 second, guys. What Sherry had kind of asked me about was how am I building my business? You know, I've been doing this for a long time, you guys, been a contract trainer and speaker. And I've got something not only for contract trainers and speakers about building residual income, but also for you folks who are not working with a seminar company. So I got a couple of different things that you might have interest in. I'll give you the information, and then I'll just take a couple of Q&As and let you go on to the next thing. Again, my name is Pat Murphy, and I've been a trainer for about 10 or 11 years or so. And one of the issues that I've always seemed to have with working for a living is that we seem to trade time for money. If you guys know what I'm talking about, trading, you know, we don't get paid unless we're speaking, unless we're actually at the job itself. And that's okay. But if I need to take 3 or 4 days off, I'm not getting paid for it. So I am a big fan of building up residual income. And that could be anything from any kind of investments that you guys are making or real estate. But since this is a marketing summit, I'm going to talk about what's working really well for me. It's actually bringing me a couple of $1,000s a month in extra income. And it kind of runs by itself. And basically, I work kind of part-time as a contract trainer for one of the big seminar companies. A lot of you guys are familiar with Prior. And what happened was a couple of years ago, I wanted to build up some residual income. So, you know, they sell those resources. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever had an inkling that you want to sell a resource and have one of the big seminar companies sell it for you. Where you can have 10, 20, 30 salespeople, trainers, sell it for you. So what I did was I started looking around about what I could offer. And that's one of the things that I'd like you guys to do is if you have an interest in having a seminar company sell your product, find something that they're not really offering. Now, it is a little bit of a challenge, for example, because I know that Prior's got, back then it was Training Rewards, now it's Prior Plus, and they've got 1,000 different things they offer. But go around there and find something that would find a niche, solve a specific problem. Because people ask me all the time, how do you figure out your pricing for your products? Well, honestly, folks, the bigger problem that you solve, the more money you can charge, okay? And I'm going to give you 2 products that I have on at Prior that have yielded me a good bit of money. And honestly, all I did was write them, pitched them to the seminar company, and they went for it. A couple of years ago, I just wrote a program. It's an audio and a workbook. It's called How to Read Body Language in 10 Seconds Flat. The seminar company was not offering anything like this. And I pitched it to them. And they said, well, why would we sell this? Well, you sell it to read the body language of a job applicant in an interview, or maybe a salesperson trying to read the body language of a potential customer. See what you got to find the problem and say, hey, seminar company, this is why your customers will buy this program. And basically we put it out there. And when I first started this is probably 5 years ago, we were doing it in a CD format. I remember the CD formats, and I had to burn the CDs and package them up. And then we went to a USB drive, and eventually now the seminar companies, everything is downloadable these days. And once you call them up and say, how do I submit a product idea, they'll ask for a demo of it, and they'll view it over. But they'll also ask you how to fill out why should we sell it? Who will buy it? How much should we charge for it? And if they go for it, they'll give you one of these numbers up here, PRY0342DL. That means that's a download. And that is the order number for my product of How to Read Body Language in 10 Seconds Flat. Now, honestly, it just kind of sells itself. But you have to be able to train the trainers at seminar companies how to actually sell it. And the other product that I came up with about 2 years later was this. And I got this idea because of listening to people in my seminar rooms about what are some of the biggest complaints you have. And one of the biggest complaints from managers is how to hire the right employees. And there's very little training out there on how to hire the right people. So I wrote a program, just did a ton of research, listened to some of the best interview questions. And again, the information's out there. And I wrote this workbook called How to Hire the Right Employees. And then what I did was I just went to a recording and I just recorded it. And this is actually the workbook itself. And the point is, it's just 105 of the best interview questions. Now, I submitted this to the seminar company. They loved it. They gave me an authorization number, the PRY0343, and we came up with a price point. And in this case, the price point is basically $99. Now, so that's how you submit something to a seminar company. Look for something maybe they're not offering, but you're also going to have to convince them that their customers, participants, will buy it. Now, in my case, I pitched it to them on what is the real cost of turnover by hiring one wrong person. And if you've ever had to do that before, you know it's very, very expensive. So that's how we sell it in the seminar room. You have to have a strategy because you're also going to have to teach the trainers how to sell it for you. You know, whether they give them the slides or give them the audio or whatever, but you've got to say, hey, this is how I sell it so easily. And you also, when you price these things out, whatever your product is, you have to understand that the trainers have to make money on it. As an author, we get a nice cut on the deal, but the trainers have to make money. So I find that generally about $100 is a pretty good starting point. You have to come up with something for $100. And I wish in my previous product, I wish I had wanted more money for it, but they sell it for $60 and they sell it for $100. And actually what I did was I talked about selling them together. So if you have multiple products, workbooks, trainings, audios, videos, things like this, see if you can package them together. And that is our big selling point, is that we came up with this package deal from Fred Pryor. They gave me a new number. We sell it for $159. It's just as easy to sell a package of your products, 2 or 3 of them, as opposed to 1 or 2. Okay. Now, and that's great for seminar companies. And I'll be glad to tell you any questions about how to submit that or what the cut is and things like that in a minute. There are people attending the marketing summit that don't work with seminar companies. Okay. I'm going to show you something that I've done since my last marketing summit. This is my second one that I've attended. I actually got to work writing some of their programs. Now, here's the reason I really started writing these. If you guys go back to and you submit something to a seminar company, let me back up a little bit. The one downside to it, at least with Fred Pryor, okay, is that you cannot sell your product for less money on a different platform. So in other words, if I sell this for $99 in their seminar company from Fred Pryor, I can't sell it for $39 on Amazon. It has to be for $99. And you can get that because the trainers are pitching it for you. They're selling it for you and they can talk about it. However, if somebody just saw this on an ad somewhere, they're probably not going to spend $99. You guys see what I'm doing here? Now, so what I did was, since the last marketing summit, I got together and I started writing more books and training programs. And I have a little slogan, say 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day. And when I write training materials, guys, I write things that are very simple, 30 pages max. I don't write big, thick, long books. Bottom line up front, keep it simple. So what I've done, you've talked about, kind of a catchy phrase. Here's my little phrase I use. I call this time waster trilogy because the 3 biggest time wasters in business, and I teach a lot of time management classes, are very simple. Meetings, email, and unnecessary interruptions or long-winded people. And if you talk to business people, they'll actually tell you that those are the 3 biggest time wasters. So as opposed to writing a big book about time management, I broke it down into smaller little ebooks that are about 25 pages each. No fluff, right to the point. And I wrote these out and I sell them on a platform. Okay, I use a platform called Samcart. Okay. There's a lot of good ones out there. Now, I've actually sold a lot of these ones for meetings. I've sold a lot of these ones for interruptions. I just finished the email monster one, and so I haven't started marketing it yet. But I put them at a price point of $27 because anybody can basically, afford $27. Now, people say, why do you sell these for $27? Because it helps me build my business. Okay. Like I say, I'll advertise it, market it, go to this platform that I'm using. It's $27 that has a video, it's called a one-page funnel. And the reality is it's a $27 product. Well, I have other $27 products too. I've written about 4 or 5 of these. What has happened since the last marketing summit, I've had 3 companies buy my products for $27. They bought another product for $27 from me. They went to my website and they've contracted me to do training programs for their organizations. And that's really how I'm using it, guys. Call it a lost leader. I'd call it what you want. For me, $27 is not a lot of money, but you think about all the millions of people out there who could use that very simple training about long-winded people and meetings and whatever. And so I like Jeff's comments about breaking your programs down into smaller, easier parts. Does that make sense to you guys? And you can sell them as a package like I do. And for me, it seems to be working out really well. I've only been doing this for a couple of months, but I've had a number of training programs come out of it. And of those, I'm very confident one of them will turn into a 6-month training program. I turned it into I used a coaching. I went to Sherry's coaching program. I'm using that as an upsell also. So that, guys, is how I'm using these products to basically not only make some cash, but it's residual income. It's just kind of what it is, because once you start advertising or marketing or whatever you're doing, people go on there all sorts of hours in the night, and I see these orders coming in. And honestly, I've only been doing this with this program right here for a couple of months, and it's making me about $2,000 a month. So that's kind of it. Questions? I got about 3 minutes left. Anybody got any questions?
That's kind of amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Questions, anybody?
First, Patrick. Awesome. Woo!
Thanks.
Love it.
Well, the seminar company once started out, and I've been doing that for a while, and it's like having some good sales reps out there selling your product. Right. And they pay us a commission on it, and the trainers get commission on it. It's a nice deal. Okay.
Right.
Now, are the $27 ones a telephone app?
Yeah. What is?
No, those are just downloadable workbooks.
Okay, so like PDFs.
Actually, Jeff, I offer it in PDFs. I also offer it as like an ebook.
Mobi. Okay.
Yeah, Mobi, and I've saved them in those different formats. Also, as a bonus, what I do is kind of as an incentive, I just recorded these.
Have you thought about putting them in the App Store?
No, I honestly, I don't know much about apps. I really don't. So I could use some help with that. I just found that they pay their $27. It's an automatic download form that works really well that way.
Is it $27 for all 3 pieces? I saw your thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they're actually it's $27 each. So what I would market is like, stop wasting your time in meetings. It's only $27. Now, here's actually, Connie, how I actually position this. When I do this one-page funnel, it's kind of an audio or video rather, and has some words to it. I basically tell people that I am a trainer, and companies pay me $3,000 a day to come to their organization to teach how to run effective meetings. And you're getting the same material for $27. And then I'm very honest with them. I say, why are you doing that for $27? Well, if you like that material, you might buy something else. You like that material, you might call me and have me come in and train. So I'm very open about that. So that's kind of how I position it.
Could you not use that? Could you not use that same concept as your opt-in on your website?
Yeah. I thought about giving away, honestly, as a freebie, and I have that on my website. Download a free workbook, give me your email address, things like that. But I found it was taking a very long time to build up an email
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
list. You got the permission, and I get the whole thing. But what I've done is when they buy, they give me their email list, and it's like the opt-in where it says we have the right to send your receipt or something.
Okay. And how long is each one of these, Patrick?
These are actually 30 pages or less.
Okay, cool. Like that. Thank you.
And where I got that from is, remember at the last marketing summit, the guy who did the podcast?
Yeah.
Anyways, I bought a program from him for $27, and he called it like the no BS, straight to the point podcast information. And it was like 8 pages, but all 8 pages had great information on how to start a pod. There wasn't a bunch of fluff in there. I kind of did the same thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, great to meet you. I just want to let you know that I teach many of the HR classes for Prior. And so guess what? Your book is an add-on. Actually, it's, because you don't know the right questions to ask people. So I kind of just do a little quick thing on that. And people are like, where did you get that from? What? And I go, it's part of the whole deal. So I'm glad to help you out. Glad to help you out. And then my question was also, you may have said this already, but how are you marketing these? I mean, where are you getting your clients from?
For this, I'm still figuring this out. Now, the email monster one, I've just finished writing that, so I haven't started marketing it. But the meetings and the long-winded people, I'm doing things on LinkedIn.
Really? Okay, LinkedIn. Wow.
LinkedIn. I've written little stories that have gone to different magazines about how to deal with long-winded people, and so that's kind of what it is.
Perfect. Sounds good.
You didn't mention something about something called Samcart, or did?
Oh yeah, Jeff, have you ever heard of Samcart before?
I have.
Okay, it's I don't work for Samcart, guys. I'm not an affiliate. It's a platform where they have this thing called a one-page funnel. For me, I always struggle with how do I drive people to a landing page where I can talk about my product in a video and maybe the written sense, but they can order it. They don't have to go to another page. It's all done on one page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's called Samcart.
SAMCART.
Yeah, it's a shopping cart, but it's it's an all-inclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And like I said, I bought it from him. I like it. I thought it was reasonably priced.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Patrick. And he's here and hanging out and available to have conversations. Collaborating and creating products like this is something we could all start doing as part of what we do as part of the summit.